Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Monique.
What do you guys think of when you hear the words toothpaste?
Do you think of the dentist?
Do you think of brushing your teeth in the shower to save time in the morning?
Or do you think of the substance actually coming out of the tube?
Today we're going to introduce you guys to a new substance called elephant's toothpaste. We will be using potassium iodide,
Food coloring.
dish soap,
We'll be wearing gloves, and we also will be using hydrogen peroxide. This hydrogen peroxide is actually 30%, while the hydrogen peroxide you buy at the store is 3%. So use the hydrogen peroxide from the store to clean your wounds and clean out all the bacteria and stuff, but this one can actually burn your skin, so it's really, really strong, so that's why we're going to use the gloves today.
and the potassium iodide we're using is a catalyst. For those who are unfamiliar with the term catalyst, a catalyst, according to chemical.com, is a substance that speeds up a chemical reaction, but not consumed by the reaction. So when we use a catalyst to speed up this reaction, you'll still be able to recover the potassium iodide chemically at the end.
So right here in our reaction, the equation, you can see that this is where we start. This is the equation we start with, and then that's without the catalyst. And then when we add the catalyst, you can see from the results at the end, after we cancel out the catalyst, the reaction will be the same as with the no catalyst. So that proves that the catalyst actually has nothing to do, or it won't actually change the properties of the experiment. So we'll go ahead and start. We're going to add the hydrogen peroxide first, then the dish soap,
And then the food coloring. I'm going to be using blue.
and I'll be using red.
It really doesn't matter what color. If you're a Browns fan, you can use orange and brown. It really doesn't matter. Don't be afraid to be shy with it. Don't be shy with it. Okay.
As you can see, nothing is actually happening. You can just swirl it around and nothing will happen. It'll actually take probably like a whole day for something to actually occur if we just left it. Since we don't have a whole day, we're gonna add our catalyst, which will actually start our reaction.
Are you guys ready for this? I don't know what's going to happen. Oh boy. What is going on?
Aw.
We're hoping for purple, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay, so one of the real life applications that we can relate to with this experiment is yeast. Yeast we use with bread to make the bread rise, but the yeast itself doesn't make the bread rise. It's actually the carbon dioxide molecules that are trapped within the bread, or within the flour and the water in the yeast that makes it rise. So yeah.
Another real life example is, think about what you had this morning for breakfast. You probably had some type of food, right? So your food goes into your stomach through your intestinal tract, and in your stomach there's enzymes and proteins that cause the food to break up. If it wasn't for those enzymes and proteins, it would just be a big glob. This is used as a catalyst to break down the food. Also, as far as just what happened in the tube, according to chemistryAbout.com, the hydrogen peroxide broke down to water and oxygen, right? And then the hydrogen peroxide created this oxygen. The oxygen was trapped by the soapy water, creating bubbles, and it turned into foam. Also, an exothermic reaction occurred, meaning that heat was released, and you could feel the heat being released from the experiment itself.
So now, next time when you're brushing your teeth,
Hopefully you think of this experiment and not just going to the dentist and getting yelled at for not brushing your teeth.
that's it.